great week at Disney, and tonight our final night of the Old Spice Classic, the championship game. One of the top players in the SEC, Tyler Smith, leads the Vols against Josh Heitfeld and the Gonzaga Bulldogs. Heitfeld coming off a great performance against Maryland. The Vols and Zags playing for the championship. It's the Old Spice Classic championship game next. Down here on the final night from Disney, and what a week it's been. All the teams have enjoyed their stay along with Mickey. And inside the Milk House, it's time for the Old Spice Classic Championship game. All part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Number 12 Tennessee taking on number 10 Gonzaga. Take a look at our brackets. Here's how we got here. Georgetown had an 8-point lead with 10 minutes to go in the second half. Tennessee went on an amazing run. They are here matching up with Gonzaga, who put it on Maryland in the other semifinal. Hi, folks. Thanks for joining us here. John Shambi alongside Len Elmore and Fran Fraschilla. Andy Katz will join us coming up. All right, we begin with this, Coach Fran. What's at stake with this matchup?
I think for Mark Few, it's to find out, is his team really a national championship contender? Because Bruce Pearl's team, Len, is very deep, and they are junkyard dogs.
Well, for Tennessee, it's a question of whether or not they're for real. Can they contend with the size of Gonzaga? Now, this is just the appetizer because we know they meet again in January.
Star Watch time now, and Bruce Pearl, you know, is thrilled to death Tyler Smith didn't leave for the NBA.
Speaking of junkyard dogs, Tyler Smith is the heart and soul of this Vol team.
Well, Josh Heitfeld, 6'11", a leading scorer for Gonzaga. He presents problems with his height inside and his ability to step outside to shoot the three.
And our starting lineups for this one. Tennessee will send Bobby Mays and Cameron Tatum out there in the backcourt, Woolridge, Smith, and Chisholm up front. And for the Zags, they'll go with a three-guard attack. Jeremy Pargo, Matt Bolden, Micah Downs, Austin Day, and Josh Heitfeld up front. And tonight's broadcast available in sparkling high definition on ESPN2 HD inside the Milk House. As we get ready for our championship game, we've had great crowds all week long, and it has been a lot of fun. And I mean, some great NCAA tournament type atmosphere so far.
But when you come out of a tournament like this, Len, you really find out about your team's strengths and weaknesses in the early season.
Well, that's true. And then the other side of it is the depth that you have as far as the types of teams. You know, this has March implications, no question about it, from top to bottom.
Heitfeld wins the tip, back to Downs, who sends it over to Pargo. Zags have the basketball, and we're underway. Last year, these teams got together in Seattle and Tennessee with a commanding 82-72 win out there at Key Arena.
And you remember how many deflections Tennessee had in that game.
Austin Day gets it started. A big three for the lanky sophomore.
And you got a 6'11" guy able to step outside and shoot the three without contest because the wing guys for Tennessee are significantly smaller.
A lot of depth on both sides. Bruce Pearl and Mark Few will not be shy about the substitutions.
Both teams like to play man-to-man. That's their primary defense.
The thing you like about Gonzaga this year is they got 5 guys on the floor right now that can all score.
Bolden buries a shot. He was the team's leading scorer last year.
The other thing I like about this team, Lenny, is that Bolden is really a second point guard for them.
Yeah, he's a skilled player, knows how to make plays, and certainly he's able to create for himself.
Tennessee with a little bit more length this season for Bruce Pearl. You get a look at the freshman Scotty Hobson coming up.
But Bruce Pearl wouldn't be Bruce Pearl without a complaint. He knows they have length. He's worried about their quickness, particularly laterally.
Tyler Smith off the mark and Pargo the other way.
But I tell you what, in the 2 games that they played, they really didn't show any deficit from the quickness side.
Let's check in with Andy Katz for the first time.
Well, thanks, John. And talking to Gonzaga head coach Mark Few before the game, he said they've got to handle Tennessee's pressure, be strong with the ball, And going back to last year's game, the shot selection obviously has to improve. And by the way, guys, the way Mark Few relaxed this afternoon was going for an hour-long bike ride in the driving rain.
Okay, well, if that's your choice.
He is from the Northwest, so he's used to rain.
We had a 42-minute rain delay for game 2 because it was raining so hard the building was leaking a little bit. The game between Michigan State and Wichita State. Mays the other way, had it blocked out of bounds, and it'll stay Tennessee basketball. Bruce Pearl, head coach, 4th year at Tennessee, and going for career win number 400. And you saw 3rd highest active winning percentage. Mark Few is number 2.
Right now, Tennessee's already got 3 deflections on the defensive end.
So turnover and Gonzaga basketball. The always animated Bruce Pearl.
When coaches talk about deflections, you don't necessarily need to steal it. It's a matter of just disrupting somebody's offense.
Just like that.
Yep.
Yeah, nice job, Wayne Chisholm, stepping out on Austin Day, getting into the passing lane. And when you can move the other guy's offense, the start of their offense, further and further out, you've accomplished something defensively.
Lenny, in New York, did you play for Pitino?
No, Rick was the assistant coach. I played for Hubie Brown.
Why were deflections so important to those guys?
For the very reason that you dissuade the passer from throwing it to your side. You deflect them enough, and it makes it difficult for passers to decide if they're going to kick it to your side or not.
There's another one.
Let's check out a comparison of these two programs, and that's what the start of the year looks like so far, but a lot of success both sides.
And Bruce Pearl has come to Knoxville with an energy level that is unparalleled. They play every possession like their life depends on it.
J.P. Prince into the game, but misses the shot. Day the board.
Well, against this size of Gonzaga, J.P. Prince and company, they're going to have to go to the basket strong. That time he kind of lollipopped it up, maybe trying to avoid the shot block, and missed it. And see, Fran, that was a good example. The last time they tried to go to the wing, it got deflected, created a loose ball situation, which is another reason for deflections. This time, Bolden, instead of going to the wing, he decides he's going to dribble it over there and winds up turning it over.
The previous foul was on Austin Day. And he picks up 2 quick fouls. That one on him as well.
Well, that's interesting, because the one knock that I've always had about Gonzaga and how deep they can go in the tournament, John, is can they defend? Can they defend the dribble?
So far in this tournament, they've done a pretty good job in that department. This is Bobby Mays handling. Scotty Hobson has checked in for Tennessee as well. There's Tyler Smith aggressively to the rim.
Just like they need to against the size of Gonzaga. You've got to force the issue.
I've always felt when you play an aggressive team, you take it at them, and that was a good example right there.
Ira Brown in for the Zags. He has the ball, giving off to Bolden. And now Pargo, who early on in the season's been looking to get his teammates involved and less for his own shot. Good feed to Bolden, down low, can't finish. And a turnover. It's been a little sloppy so far both ways.
Talk about dribble penetration and Gonzaga keeping it out of the lane. You see Tyler Smith able to get all the way to the hole. There's no rotation over as Micah Downs allows him to drive to the middle.
Well, Tyler Smith in 2 tournament games, averaging about 17 points a game, shooting 50%, 11 for 22. And you see the reason why. He's not taking a play off.
Round back out to Pargo, who set it up.
That's good defense right there.
Gray is an excellent shooter and drains that one.
Right on cue.
He had struggled coming in, John. We know how good he is. He knocked down 7 against Davidson in the tournament, but only 3 for 18.
Answering on the other end is Hobson. Scotty Hobson. Hard as it is to believe, he's the first McDonald's All-American recruited by Bruce Pearl. Early on, three-point shooting is the rule. 9-8 Zags. It's the Old Spice Classic, part of Feast Week, presented by Lowe's. Our championship game, Gonzaga by a point. One of the reasons why people like Gonzaga this year, a healthy Josh Heitfeld. Finally, that foot feels better.
Well, you remember, I mean, he's been around since the days of J.P. Batista and Adam Morris and guys like that. So injuries, the suspension for drug possession at the end of the 07 season, and Mark Few finally feeling good when about his big guy.
Well, and he should, because again, he's multi-talented, particularly on the offensive end. He's got the ability to step out and shoot the 3, 4 of 8 on the season. Plus, he's a pretty good low post player. He's the kind of guy that can get you that need basket. Right now, I really